Hey there ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. You're watching AMS Live. It is May 25th, 2023. My name is Boy and we are standing along the polderbaan for departures. Hey Koenie, goedemiddag. Alles goed jongen? Hey Michael Nobus, good afternoon. Hope all is well. Good to see you again. This is KLM flight 757, which is a 777 outbound to Panama City. This is a 777-300ER, 2 years old. First flight was in December 2020. Hey Remco, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Hope all is well. You're welcome Michael, you're welcome. Now, we have a little queue. Behind this triple we have an Embraer from KLM and an Airbus A319 I think. EasyJet. More is coming this way. Hey there Mats, hey there Martin. Good afternoon guys. Hope you're all doing well. Gijsbers, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Now you can see the windmills in the distance and you might hear some rumbling from the wind already, because the wind is coming from the northeast still on average, varying between north and east, 11 knots or so, so it's not completely wind still, but it's definitely not stormy. Same weather conditions in terms of the wind as has been the case all week. Now I'm happy to see that at least on this side the grass was cut, so I don't have to wade through jungle anymore to get to this location. Let me give you guys the big picture. It is overcast, as you can see. Temperature is approximately 14 degrees centigrade or 58 degrees Fahrenheit. No precipitation has been predicted for today. I think they did originally predict a bit more sunshine than we've seen so far. Who knows, it might improve still, but for the time being, it is overcast. Hey there Marius, hey there Evan. Evan, I was too late last Sunday to say thank you for that last minute super chat or super sticker that you sent. I already pressed close the stream and then I saw your super chat or super sticker pop up, so thank you Evan. Felt really bad that I wasn't able to say thank you at the time, so I'm glad that you're back in the chat, so I can still say thank you for that. Hope everybody is doing well and hope everybody is enjoying a nice Thursday. At the moment there are 4 airplanes. 4? Oh, there's a 4th one coming. It is getting a bit more busy over here. First of all, there is another triple coming this way, and we have a queue consisting of Pegasus, KLM, and vacating the queue, another EasyJet A319. This A319 from EasyJet is going to Naples in Italy. Now, At the moment it should be parallel departures from 36 left, where we are standing next to, and 36 center. Although I do see a lot of traffic coming this way. Also coming this way, A350, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely worth sticking around for. Next up is a Boeing 737-800 outbound to Athens, flight 1575. Boeing 737 that is 3 years old, had its first flight in December 2019. And this time around I am in time to say thank you so much, Evan. Too bad that you have to go to sleep soon. I figured let's go out in the afternoon so that folks in the United States are up. Make sure you stay around, Evan, for the A350 and the triple that are about to take off in a few minutes. And thank you, Michael Nobus, for your kind words. Not sure if I am the best streamer, but if I am for you, I am very honored. Thank you so much. Hey Roy, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Back from Tenerife. Yeah. Back in the cold. It is chilly relatively to the last couple of days we've seen. 14 degrees centigrade, 58 Fahrenheit or so. I'm actually standing out here with my hoodie on and jeans on. But it is set to get warmer and more sunny again in the upcoming days, and the long-term forecast for the upcoming 2 weeks looks very good, insofar as that is reliable, of course. Hope you had a great stay in Tenerife there, Roy. No issues flying there and going back with luggage handling and stuff. So Pegasus A321neo outbound to Istanbul, and let's quickly turn around the camera. 777 spooling up to Sao Paulo. KLM flight 791 777-300ER, 2 years old, first flight January 2021. Well, that is very good to hear there, Roy. Did you have good weather all the time? All day, every day, nicely sunny? Lined up at the threshold. Delta Airlines Flight 75, Airbus A350-900. Destination unknown according to flight radar. What I do know is that the airplane is 3 years old and had its first flight in June 2019. Hey, good evening, Peter P, checking in from Australia. Nice of you to join us once again. Hope you're well, mate. Nothing good on TV. Is there ever? Has there ever been? Well, maybe back in the day, but I find myself watching less and less TV these days compared to the years gone by. Hey, it is the beautiful Aer Lingus Retro livery, ladies and gentlemen. Back again in Amsterdam. Now, interesting to see what is going to happen, because there's an airplane lined up and there's an airplane queuing on the left. Both are standing still. Stand down. If I have to bet, I'm going to bet on the EasyJet on the threshold. So the temperatures have been well all the time, but the sun not so much in the last couple of days. But still 21 degrees is nice. Is a nice temperature for outdoor activities, going for a walk or whatever. Alright, EasyJet A320 outbound to Edinburgh. Edinburgh. In the meantime, the 737 that was holding short for that other exit where I'm standing in line with has just started moving onto the runway. Hey there, Jorn. Goedemiddag. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Everyone, welcome to all other viewers who have in the meantime joined us. You're watching AMS Live. This is Transavia 737. I have to say, I haven't seen any recent departures from 36 Center over the last 10-15 minutes, so I'm thinking that maybe the Polderbaan at the moment is the only runway in use for departures. Will of course only be temporary. But also, just looking at the amount of airplanes over here, got this sneaky suspicion that 36 left is once again the only runway at the moment open for departures. Hey there, Yorkshire, good afternoon, good to see you again. Now, retro livery. Aer Lingus. Back to Dublin. Flight 605. Even though it looks like a very old airplane, it is 12 years old, had its first flight in February 2011. I'm all for retro liveries. I think more airliners should equip more airplanes in retro liveries. KLM 737 holding short. Lined up. German Airways. KLM flight 1857 according to flight radar. Going to Düsseldorf in Germany. Embraer 190 17 years old, first flight January 2006. Now if you look further out, you can see that there are a few holes in the clouds where a little bit of blue sky leaks through, seeps through, perhaps better. Alrighty then. Now I am not going to follow this airplane for too long because lined up behind me is a Dreamliner outbound to, is it Rio? I think Rio de Janeiro. It is. Gijsber says that the sun also is starting to shine in Almelo in the east of the country, so that is very good news. Hopefully things will get a little bit better over time. KLM 705, Boeing 7879 Dreamliner outbound to Rio de Janeiro. This airplane is 5 years old, first flight August 2017. Hey there Jonor, good afternoon, hope you're well. Nice of you to join us once again. Indeed, Carlos Cesar da Silva Pereira says, takeoff. That sure was one. Well, excellent way to fill up an hour-long break. Looking at some traffic taking off from Schiphol. This is KLM 7, flight 765, Airbus A332 outbound to Oranjestad in Aruba. The airplane is 17 years old, first flight October 2005. Those A330s do have a nice sound, don't they, your average Gorillas lover? I'm not too fond about the A330's aesthetics, but it sure makes a good sound, definitely. Okay, now 4 consecutive Embraers, and then another triple. This would be an Embraer 190 going to Hamburg, KLM flight 1781, 13-year-old airplane, first flight March 2010. Alright, and it is going. On its way to Hamburg. Nice cloudy backdrop. Alright, Embraer outbound to Milan. Netherlands, good afternoon. Zampon, good afternoon. The third of 4 Embraers ready to go. So one more Embraer and then another 777. Back-to-back action over here, no time to waste. This is an Embraer 175 outbound to Hanover in Germany. Climbing, 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 climbing. Now, quickly, because the triple is already going. KLM flight 691, Boeing 777-200, outbound to Toronto in Canada. This is a 200ER, 19 years old, first flight December 2003. Now if you're thinking to yourself, hey, that was a great sound, I want to hear that again, you will be able to in just a few minutes. There is an Embraer 190 taking off first. After that, another 777-200 is going to take off. Now, it has to wait a little for the wake turbulence to dissipate, but it will get clearance in a few moments. This is KLM flight 1755, Embraer 190 outbound to Bremen in Germany. The airplane is 13 years old and had its first flight in February 2010. And here it goes. Already airborne. Hey there Kampusk, good afternoon, salut. Hope you're well, good to see you again. Now, yet another 777 lining up. This one going to New York JFK, KLM flight 641. 777-200ER, 19 years old, first flight March 2004. On its way to New York. Hey Kathleen, good afternoon, good morning. Good to see you again. Yeah, Joner, KLM Asia liveries are used also on non-Asian flights. It is a bit complex. I think it had something to do with being able to fly to Taiwan or something, but don't ask me to tell all the details because I don't know them. I think it had something to do with that. Hey Kat! Morning. Hey there Doc Deng. Good day. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to all others who have in the meantime joined us. You're watching AMS Live. This is KLM flight 1375 on the runway threshold. It is a Boeing 737-800 that is going to fly to Bucharest in a few moments. The airplane, 15 years old, first flight April 2008. Hey Paul, goedemiddag. Alles goed? Hey hon. Forgot to say hi. Well, no matter. Goedemiddag man, alles goed? Now, if you're into Embraers, you're in luck because behind me is another one. But not for long because it is already spooling up. Indeed, Embraer, Ivan. Now, for a change, let's do an Airbus from EasyJet. A320 going to London Gatwick. Moving to the runway threshold as we speak. Hey there, Michael, good afternoon. British Airways, flight 2827, Airbus A320, outbound to London Gatwick. The airplane 21 years old, first flight May 2002. Well, I do see some more patches of blue sky between the clouds, so who knows if maybe in the upcoming hour things might open up a bit further. As you guys can see, for now it is still overcast for the most part. No rain has been predicted for today, but with temperatures of 14 degrees Celsius or 58 or so degrees Fahrenheit, it is definitely a bit cooler at the moment than it was over the last week. Seems that we will have to wait a few moments for a new batch of airplanes. Indeed, the airplanes are finished, as Kuni says. Hey there, ALV Dog. Hey there, Peter PDK. Good afternoon to you both. Hope you are doing well. Nice of you to join us once again for more live streaming action over here at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Now I can see that there is another Embraer 175 to Norwich underway. Should be showing itself quite soon. Oh, I think it might be already visible in the back. Looks like there's also an Embraer from BA City Flyer to London City on the move. Hey Aniek, goedemiddag, hello! Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Now everybody who is new to the channel, you're watching AMS Live, welcome. My name is Boy. We're standing alongside the Polderbaan. At the moment I think it is the only runway in use for departures. The wind is blowing from the north to northeast. It varies a bit between north and east. Now, as I was saying just now, the temperature is around 14 degrees Celsius or 58 degrees Fahrenheit. At the moment I don't have any birds visible in the water, just a few waves prevailing wind coming from the same direction for a week now, on average. Nou ja, what is improved is that the grass has been cut over here, so I don't have to wade through semi-jungle to get to this location. This is the parking place of the main Spottersplaats, the official Spottersplaats in the distance. Dixie's in the corner, in the left corner. Don't see any catering vehicles. There do seem to be a few people over there. Also the cycling path. There seems to be a small crowd. You can see that the wind is more or less coming from that direction where the chimneys are. Smoke has been blowing over here more or less. Ah, good news. Kuni says that there is a 747 freighter being pushed back. Now in the meantime, we have an Embraer coming this way, and I think it might be taking off in front of us, so we get that head-on shot again. The reason why I am always standing over here in line with this entrance to the runway. Hey Donna, good afternoon. Bon appetit. Always good to enjoy lunch with a nice view on airplanes, and enjoy your lunch. Over here, KLM flight 1519, Embraer 175 outbound to Norwich. Airplane is 5 years old, first flight January 2018. Nice, Anik, who says I can enjoy this so much, huh? Excellent. You're right, Eric. The factory with the chimneys is the Cloud Factory, and by the looks of it, they've been working non-stop. So, lots more planes underway indeed, Kathleen. Hey there, Al Mustafa. Yeah, I think I don't have hay fever, although I do use a corticosteroid nose spray every night before going to bed, just because I do have some sort of allergy, although I don't know for what. It's not hay fever, but I do also have antihistamine tablets lying around the house, just in case, but I haven't needed them. It was on the news yesterday or the day before yesterday that this year round the pollen amount in the air is more than it has been over the last couple of years, because spring has been so wet and all the grasses are growing very actively at the moment. But other than having a runny nose from the low temperature at the moment, which I didn't expect I would say around the end of May, but there you go. I am luckily able to still film relatively stably without constantly sneezing. So Embraer 190 outbound to London City, now taking to the sky. More traffic is underway. Let us zoom into that a little bit. I think you're right, Lance. The duck family will not be pleased with the grass being cut. I think the grebe and coot families will also not be very happy about it. Now the good thing is grass will always grow back, particularly Dutch grass. For the time being, I am very happy that at least I can walk over here without having to wade through foot-high grass. It seems that this 737 is also coming this way. Yep. Boeing 737-800 outbound to London Heathrow, KLM flight 1017. She's 12 years old, first flight was in May 2011. Hey Wendy, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Sander, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Erin, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Now, seems we'll have to wait a few minutes once again. Now I am happy to say that it seems that the sun is starting to get out over here. There's a little hole in the clouds. So for a brief moment we might see even the sun right here. Now arrivals take place on runway 06. As has been the case for the past week or so. It's not the best location to be spotting incoming traffic for 06 from over here. And also with all the trees now being in full leaf by now, the airplane will become visible, more or less invisible from starting from over here. On occasion you might see it. Well, I don't think you will. Well, maybe here. Oh yeah, below the base of the branches in between the stems. And if you have a really big airplane, you can see the tail just about over here, and I think that is about the last bit of airplane you can see. I see that departures are also starting to take place from center. Interesting. So it has reopened again. Looking around to see if maybe there is a runway inspection taking place. I don't see any vehicles over here on the ground that would seem to indicate that a runway inspection or anything of the sort is taking place. Over here at the fire station all seems quiet. I was wondering if that was perhaps a van from DHL package delivery over at the fire station. Are they still working over there? Now Polderbaan still seems to be open according to the website that shows the current runway usage. 36 left and 36 center both open for departures, and 06 the only one in use for arrivals at the moment. Now it looks like a 747-800 to Luxembourg is going to take off from center, Cargolux. Will we be able to see it from over here? We might. Or just wait for it to rotate. Ah, there we go. And gone it is into the clouds. Now, I don't see any other airplanes coming this way just yet. I think it is just a matter of time. In the meantime, thank you ALVido for your loudly crying face super sticker. Roshan asks if I can also go live in the evening. Well, I don't think that my camera is suited for low light conditions. It really struggles to find focus during twilight, let alone if it gets really dark. I have tried filming in twilight once, but it was not a big success in that the camera lost focus very regularly. Let's see. Now I do see a vehicle in the distance. Are they doing a runway check? Chasing away some birds. That is not a bird control vehicle, but a different sort of vehicle. What are they doing over there? Hey there, Steven. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well, mate. If you just tuned in, we are waiting for the next airplanes to come this way. Polderbaan still open for business, but it seems that for a moment they are diverting the outbound traffic to center. I think maybe these people have something to do with it. Maybe they are checking something out. Hey there, Rod. Good morning. Seth Aviation, good afternoon. Seth Aviation thinks the Icelandair 767 will taxi to left. That would be great. Also, if the Suparna 747 will be coming this way, that would also be terrific. Now, depending on what the Icelandair 767 is going to do, we'll soon find out if Polderbaan is reopening again. Ordinarily, you would think that if center and left are open, the Reykjavik outbound airplane will take off from left. So if the 767 is going to line up on center, it probably means that they are still keeping this runway closed for the moment, for whatever reason that may be. Well, patience is a virtue. It probably won't take long anymore. In the meantime, let's just see what we can pick up from departing traffic on center. There's also a Dreamliner 787-10 outbound to Delhi on the move on the platform. Don't think we'll be seeing it, at least not from up close, but it would be nice. And the 767 from Icelandair is taxiing south of the threshold of center, so it is coming indeed for left. In the meantime, and it doesn't show on flight radar over here, but there's also an SAS CRJ. And is it coming this way? The CRJ is coming this way. Probably outbound to Copenhagen or something. Nice head-on view. Also seems to have had a nose job. Mystery CRJ from SAS with the nose job. Cosmetic surgery so that it doesn't get picked up or recognized by people wanting its autograph. Up, up and away. Alright, so now we are waiting for the 767 from Icelandair. That should be arriving from the right in just a moment. Yep, you can see her. Taking a left-hand turn coming this way. This is Icelandair Flight 501, Boeing 767-300ER, outbound to Reykjavik. This airplane is 23 years old, had its first flight in February 2000. Now there is a second plane following. Which is an A319 from EasyJet outbound to Manchester. Also not the youngest of them all. 16 years old, first flight December 2006. Aaron asks if it is windy over there. Well, it's not too windy. 11 knots or so. There is a bit of wind, but it's not exactly stormy. Now the 767 will probably taxi to the runway threshold. Only once did I see a heavy takeoff from the exit that I'm standing in line with. It was an Airbus A330 from KLM. You can see that it is continuing its way to the runway threshold. Now is the A319 going to skip ahead and take off in front of us. And in the meantime, a 747 is coming this way. Several people have been remarking. So that is good news. Alright, well, the EasyJet A319 will also be taking off from the runway threshold, which means that the 767 is going to go ahead first. Alright, interesting. Hey Thijs, goedemiddag. Alles goed? Something seems to be up. Think we're seeing an aborted takeoff, and I think it might be departing the runway, vacating the runway over here. Exit stage right for the 767. Whoa, lined up over here, A319 outbound to Manchester. 16-year-old Airbus, first flight December 2006. It seems that the Icelandair is going back again. Well, it's still standing here, the Icelandair 767. Well, we'll see soon enough if it's going back to the gate or if it is taking a right turn and we'll be heading back to the runway threshold once again. Rolling start for the Embraer 190 outbound to Linköping. This is a 9-year-old airplane that had its first flight in February 2014. Alrighty then. Hey there Phil, hey there Daniel. Good afternoon to you both. Good afternoon to all other viewers who have in the meantime joined us. We're looking against the butt of an Icelandair 767 that tried to take off just now, but for technical reasons, by the looks of it, had to abort the initial takeoff. It is still standing still here. We're waiting for Suparna 747 on the left hand side to come this way for a departure. We'll have to wait and see what the Icelandair is going to do. Okay, Icelandair is moving by the looks of it. Yeah, Icelandair is going back. Yep, Icelandair is going back to the gate. It has now passed the Suparna 747. As we say bye bye, zwaai zwaai. See you later, alligator. Well, it was nice to see it for a moment, but seeing it take off would have been nicer. So Suparna Airlines 747 flying from Amsterdam to Xi, which is the abbreviation for Shenyang, which sounds very Chinese. This Boeing 747 from Suparna Airlines is 15 years old and had its first flight in July 2007. Now let's hope that the Suparna Queen will not be having any technical difficulties and will be taking to the sky in a minute. These engines sound best when they spool up and not when they are taxiing. Showtime! Let's hear it for the Queen, the first Queen of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Hey there, Joe Segi. Good afternoon. Good to see you again. Hope you are doing well. Hope all other viewers who have joined us in the meantime are also doing well. Now, we're waiting for the next traffic to come this way. They also had to wait until the 767 cleared the taxiway back to the main platform area. Most of this is a single strip, so you cannot go up and down at the same time. There is traffic underway. We have number 175 coming this way, Boeing 737 coming this way. Looks like there are more narrow bodies underway. I see that there is a 777-200 to JFK coming alive. We also have an Airbus A330 to Edmonton. That is alive. We have a Dreamliner to Curaçao, a Dreamliner to Mexico City that has come alive. These are all heavies that will be taking off from the Polderbaan most likely. Now before we'll see the heavies, we'll first see this Embraer 175. It is the first airplane to come this way again. KLM flight 1217 outbound to Oslo. The airplane is 7 years old, had its first flight in March 2016. And following it, and soon to become visible, will be a Ryanair 737-800 outbound to Dublin, which is 13 years old and had its first flight in March 2010. Now over at the platform it is getting very busy. And as the Embraer is slowly taxiing this way, we are also starting to see the first contours of the Ryanair 737. Now it will be interesting to see what the Embraer is going to do. Well, we have our answer. It will be taking off from the runway threshold. We're also seeing more traffic coming this way in the distance. More KLM Blue. And Ryanair to Dublin on the far left. It looks like the Dreamliner from KLM to Mexico City is taking the detour, going around the southern threshold of 36 Center instead of crossing it. Now in the meantime, the Embraer 175 to Oslo is near the runway threshold, lining up. We'll be spooling up in a moment. Alrighty. Meanwhile, the sun has started to shine over here, which momentarily blinded me as I was following the previous airplane, because there was all of a sudden a reflection of light on my camera screen. Now the Ryanair 737 is also going to take off from the runway threshold, and the other Embraer that is coming is still a bit further out, so this 737 will probably be the first one to take off. Now again, this is Ryanair flight 3007 outbound to Dublin, Boeing 737-800, 13 years old, first flight March 2010. Alrighty, the Embraer is lining up in front of us by the looks of it. KLM flight 1175, Embraer 190 outbound to Trondheim. This airplane 9 years old, first flight December 2013. Hey there Peppy, good afternoon. Servus. Alrighty then, it is time for another airplane to Oslo. This is KLM flight 1147, Boeing 737-700, outbound to Oslo, 14 years old, first flight October 2008. And good day Lizana, checking in from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And Tim asks if I am streaming next weekend. I don't know for sure yet. Normally speaking, I would be. It's always weather dependent. If it is going to rain the entire day, I might not go out, depending on the weather. Now, in the meantime, say hi to K3. And say hi to the first heavy in a while. Boeing 7879 Dreamliner to Mexico City. There is an Airbus A332 following it, going to Edmonton in Canada. And visible in the distance. So this is KLM flight 685, Boeing 7879 Dreamliner outbound to Mexico City. This airplane, 6 years old, had its first flight in June 2016. Now if I show you guys the bigger picture, you can see that it is starting to open up a little bit compared to how it was during the beginning of the stream. We are starting to see more blue over here, which I'm very glad for, because with the wind it is actually a bit chilly. Next up will be this Airbus A330 KLM flight 675 outbound to Edmonton, Canada. The airplane, 17 years old, had its first flight in August 2005. And more heavies are inbound. Alrighty then. Thanks for joining us, Paul. See you later. Before the rest of the heavies will be taking off, first this Transavia 737-800 outbound to Gran Canaria. It is Transavia flight 5665, 13-year-old 737-800 that had its first flight in April 2010. And after that in the pipeline we have a TUI Dreamliner, and more is coming this way. 777-200 to New York JFK, which happens to rhyme. It is starting to get windy more. Are you going already, AOV dog? Just before the heavies are going to take off. That is not the best timing, man. Thank you so much for your Shiba dog moves his arms saying goodbye super sticker, but don't go yet. We have a Dreamliner lining up and there's a triple behind it. Come on, man, bad timing. Leaving now. Well, if you really need to go, AOV dog, of course, be free to do so. This is the last of the heavies for the time being, the 777. Behind it there is only an Embraer. There isn't anything major coming this way yet, so it would be a natural moment to say goodbye and part ways. Alright then, well, AOV dog, this is a good moment for you to call it in for the night. The heavies are gone for now, just narrow bodies. And this is a super sticker from Kathleen saying character jumping in the air joyfully saying yippee. Man, oh man, thank you so much, Kathleen. You just really wanted me to describe the sticker. Well, definitely a funny one. Oh, and AOV dog. Nah, I'm staying for the Embraer 175. Well, in that case, let me zoom in then. Otherwise, there's a whole lot to see from over here. Now folks, this is an Embraer 175, which you already saw probably KLM flight 1325. It is going to Alessand, and this airplane is 6 years old, had its first flight in May 2017. They do look nice when the sun is illuminating that livery. Now, I totally went to this location just randomly today. Figured I was going to do an afternoon stream because I am more of a night owl, and these streams are more congruent with my natural biorhythm. But I didn't look in detail to the departures scheduled for today. Aren't we also expecting the A380 in a few, what is it? Well, in an hour? Well, within the hour probably. Han is saying that Atlas 747 is being pushed back at S-apron. Now I do see that there is an A330 from Delta to Seattle coming this way, taxiing north to the entrance to the Polderbaan, parallel to the center runway. Is today's A380 a special livery or is it a standard livery? Now Atlas Air is going to Seoul by the looks of it. So could go to both runways. Good night, ALV dog. Enjoy your bike ride tomorrow. And thanks for the update there, photo for you. So A380 is due to depart in 10 minutes, standard livery. Well, we'll see it soon enough. In the meantime, a triple is taking off from center. And we are waiting for, I think, the A330 from Delta over there, coming this way. Will be interesting to see what the other airplanes are going to do. And thank you very much, Thijs, for a super sticker saying pair character lying on the side, raising his arm while saying, "How's it going?" That reminds me of Joey Tribbiani from Friends. How are you doing? So, coming this way, Delta Airlines. Flight Flight 145, Airbus A330-300, going to Seattle. The airplane we're now watching is 20 years old, had its first flight in January 2003. I think Photo4You is right in saying that the A380 will probably start takeoff from center. But you never know for sure, of course. But given the fact that center is now open at the moment and it is expected to take off or depart in 10 minutes or so, chances of us seeing it depart right in front of our eyes is not very... chances are very small. Now in the meantime I do see some ducks in the distance, or at least a duck and a grebe. Are there more birds? And there is one, also a bit closer by the looks of it. They do like doing that, don't they? Diving under. Oh, in the meantime a bird landed in the grass over here. Now don't ask me what this is, I don't know. You guys probably will know what this bird is. I do know it's gone. Okay, Delta A330 moving to the threshold. KLM 737 will be taking off in front of us, so we get another headshot from the runway entrance over here. Ah, Exeter. And Exeter, everybody is saying. Hey Rudolf, goedemiddag. Were you guys here already in your vehicle on the roundabout, or were that colleagues? So this is KLM flight 1115, Boeing 737-800, going to Stockholm. No time to waste. Let me refrain from following the 737 too long, because I think that the A330 will spool up in a moment. Ah, okay. Virtual meeting for Officer Rudolf, who has found a nice distraction in the stream of today. Online meetings can get very tedious, as most of you will probably know, so finding a good source to get yourself busy with or distracted by is always a good idea. Hey there Arjan, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to all other viewers who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS live over here alongside the Polderbaan, where things are opening up a little bit. It is getting a bit more sunny, fortunately. It's also getting more windy, unfortunately. Now we're standing next to the Polderbaan, currently one of the two runways in use for departures. And one of the departures we are awaiting is an Icelandair Boeing 747 that will be departing to Seoul in South Korea. It is currently taxiing past the southern threshold of runway 36 center. Now, interestingly, we see two Embraer 190s on the right side of the center runway, taxiing to the north. So I'm inclined to believe that maybe center will go down again for departures. Hey there, Yillard. Good afternoon. Thank you for your kind words. I'm thinking that if those Embraer 190s would take off, if they could take off from center, well, at least the Bilbao one might be going from center. Hey there, Janus, good afternoon. From hot Athens, well, a bit of warmth would be welcome over here. I'm already happy that the sun is starting to come out, but at the moment it is approximately 15 degrees Celsius over here. So 60 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you who are used to Fahrenheit. Wind is blowing from the northeast. Okay, so Embraer 190 outbound to Bilbao will be coming this way shortly, ready to depart to cross runway center. Oh, it's a bit warmer in Athens, Janus says. 27 degrees Celsius, nice. So west of the center runway we have a Boeing 747-400 from Icelandair taxiing this way. And we have two Embraer 190s that are preceding the 747. Now this Embraers are visible. There's also a Transavia tail visible in the distance that also looks to be coming this way. That is a flight to Larnaca. In the foreground from the left in a moment. One of the Schiphol Scarecrows. Will we be seeing a display of fireworks? Can I zoom in further? I can. This is the most I can zoom in. K3. Hey, a Malaysian A332. You don't see them very often over here. Now, as we are waiting for air traffic, let's look at some flesh and bone air traffic. On the parking, doing a little bit of cleaning. There's also a little bird in the water further out. Or at least I think it is a bird. Sleeping. Is that a grebe? Hard to see. In the meantime, Embraers are coming closer by. They are closing in, so let's focus on the traffic at hand. This would be KLM flight 1687. It is an Embraer 190 going to Bilbao. The airplane is 9 years old and had its first flight in January 2014. Hey there, Frank, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Frank, it is getting a bit better over here. We had overcast weather for most of the time. It is starting to open up only recently. Temperature is still a bit chilly and the wind is also not too calm. Alrighty. In the meantime, the Queen is on the scene. Taxiing to the runway threshold. Over at the threshold we have a Transavia 737 ready to depart. 737-800 going to Larnaca. Now I'm foregoing the departure of that Transavia 737. We've seen a lot of them before. And I'm just waiting for the lining up of the 747. So this is Atlas Air flight 85 going to Seoul. This Boeing 747-400 freighter is 24 years old. Had its first flight in July 1998. Alrighty then. Now we have a 737 from KLM taxiing to the runway threshold. In the pipeline, Vueling. So checking to see what else is there. This looks like a Delta A330. We have another A320neo coming this way. MasKargo Dreamliner to Mexico City. Things are picking up again with heavies as well. A lot of it seems to be coming this way. Lining up on the threshold, a Vueling A320neo flight 8366 outbound to Malaga. The airplane is 4 years old, had its first flight in March 2019. Alrighty then, we'll see another A320neo take off right in front of us. Check this out, beautiful. So this is Kuwait Airways flight 128 A320neo outbound to Kuwait City. This airplane 3 years old, first flight August 2019. And indeed, Kathleen, don't see them very often. Now, over here we have another A330 from Delta, flight 257, A330-300 outbound to Boston, Massachusetts, 19-year-old airplane, first flight February 2004. Now, let us have a look at what is coming this way. MasKargo Airbus A330 will be taxiing to the runway threshold, followed by a Dreamliner. Aeromexico to Mexico City. Is this a standard livery or is it it is the standard livery by the looks of it. Pity. Still have the Quetzalcoatl special livery from Aeromexico on my to see list, or at least to capture on video list. So two heavies taxiing to the runway threshold. What is up in the distance? The pipeline fills up with a duo of 737s, regular, next generation, and Neo. Hey there, Michael Jackson, good morning. How's life over there in Kansas? Now, also an airplane that we don't see on each stream, but we do see it every now and then. MasKargo. Flight 6125, Airbus A330-200, destination Dubai. Airplane is 11 years old. First flight March 2012. Alrighty then. Hey Joey Tuck, good afternoon, goedemiddag. Thank you for your kind words, my friend. Now, next up is the Aeromexico flight 26 back to Mexico City. 7878 Dreamliner, 8 years old, first flight January 2015. Beautiful flex. A little bit back and forth. Banking left and right just after leaving the ground. Okay, photo for you updating us that the gates for A380, Emirates A380 have closed. They are running late today, but we will see it eventually, hopefully in front of us, but if not, then at least from over here we can see a takeoff from center if it is going to center eventually. On the threshold at the moment, TUI flight 1633, Boeing 737 MAX 8 outbound to Gran Canaria. This airplane is 1 year old and had its first flight in June 2021. Also a little bit banking left and right, like the Dreamliner before it. Now I am getting a little annoyed by the vibrations that the wind is causing, particularly when looking the other way around. So I am going to enable image stabilizer, see if that annoys me less. Alrighty then. No time to waste. A319 EasyJet to Birmingham. Alrighty, gear is retracting. Now, let's see. We have a queue of 3, including the one under the threshold. On the other side, we have another A330 coming this way. narrow bodies on the threshold and queuing up behind it. This is another Embraer from KLM. This one outbound to Copenhagen, Embraer 190. 5-year-old airplane. First flight, February 2018. Alright, Speedbird lined up, outbound to London Heathrow, British Airways flight 435, Airbus A320. The airplane is 15 years old, first flight October 2007. So for those of you joining us just now, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing alongside the Polderbaan, runway 36 left, currently in use for departures. Wind is blowing from the north-northeast. These airplanes take off in northerly direction, so the camera is pointing in the direction of the wind, more or less. If I show you guys the big picture, this is looking to the west, this is looking to the north, this is looking to the east, this is looking to the south. You can see that the weather is relatively sunny. It was overcast during the beginning of the afternoon, but it is opening up nicely. In terms of the temperature, it is approximately 15 or so degrees Celsius, so that is approximately 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind is blowing with just more than 10 knots from the northeast. So a little bit of crosswind from the right for the pilots taking off. And we have some more big planes. There's a triple on the scene. We have an A330 on the threshold. In between is an Airbus from EasyJet to Venice. This is Delta Airlines flight 137, A330-300 to Detroit. Now this airplane is 7 years old and had its first flight in October 2015. Hey Rick, goedemiddag. Good to see you again, my friend. You don't get a message when I go live. Well, I have absolutely no idea what is going on with YouTube. I have had low views over the last several weeks, so maybe people don't get notified anymore when I go live. I don't understand it. Stuff is going on. Business is really slow, views is slow, subscriber growth has slowed down. Something is up with YouTube if you ask me. I am going to turn off image stabilization again. It's always overcorrecting or slowing in response when you make vertical movements. EasyJet flight 24082 A319 outbound to Venezia. Venice. Hey joppie joppie, goedemiddag. And good news, the A380 is visible on flight radar. Okay, well, fingers crossed that it is going to come this way then, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this beautiful, albeit a little bit wet grebe swimming here in the foreground. Nowhere to hide, little buddy. You can dive underwater. And as soon as I say so, I think he interpreted it as being an order. No more high grass to hide behind. So this is KLM flight 895, Boeing 777-200 outbound to Shanghai. The airplane is 19 years old, first flight September 2003. It is a 200ER. Should make a nice growl. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. '18 center open for landings. That I think is very unlikely. You mean they take off in to the north on 36 left and land from the north to the south on center? That seems very dangerous. So over here we have an SAS CRJ that is visible on flight radar. Going to Copenhagen. CRJ 900 long range, 5 years old. First flight June 2017. No, Rick. To the contrary. Last month business has been slower than ever. I've updated my tripod, I've updated my microphones, I've fixed the interference issue with the Wi-Fi, etc. And subscriber growth and viewing numbers are lower than they have ever been in this calendar year. So I have absolutely no idea what is going on there, mate. So, SAS CRJ number 2. The little rocket ship is on its way to Copenhagen. Now we have 2 narrow bodies before we'll see another triple takeoff. First will be this A320, what is it? A319 EasyJet outbound to London Gatwick. 14 years old, first flight November 2008. In the meantime, I see that Kathleen is at it again. Thank you so much for your kind donation there, Kathleen, and welcome to all new members of the Aurora Sky Lounge. Let's quickly go back to the camera. We have a blue-nosed Sky Team liveried 737. Right, we have triples incoming. 2 consecutive triples will be taking off from runway 36 left. The first one is going to be KLM flight 681 to Vancouver. 777-300ER, first flight June 2012, which makes this airplane 10 years old. Damn it. Center is also open for departures. Right, next up, KLM flight 735 going to Willemstad, Curaçao. Another 777-300ER, this one 5 years old, first flight September 2017. So yeah, the A380 most likely going to go to center. Wouldn't count on it, seeing it from over here. Well, no time to waste. We have another heavy lined up. Yet another Delta Airlines A330-300. This one flights 165 outbound to Minneapolis. The airplane is 8 years old. First flight was in April 2015. Now, for those of you new to the channel, if you're liking what you're seeing, do consider subscribing to the channel. Apparently, turning on notifications doesn't always seem to notify you, but it will enable you to turn on notifications so that hopefully when I go live in the future, you receive heads up. You can join us if you have the time for it. Alrighty then. Next up, Transavia. Flight 6705, 737-800 outbound to Fuerteventura. This airplane is 6 years old and had its first flight in March 2017. Lovely, lovely, lovely blue plane. Green plane. Blue. ITA Airways is lovely blue. Oh, and I do see the tail of the A380 was just left of the whatever this is, radar tower. And here we see the A380. Now, I'm not thinking it's taking a detour around the southern threshold to come to the Polderbaan. I'm thinking it is going to center. So we'll have to keep it in check. See it at least as soon as it has left the ground. Now, Thank you, Tim, for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend as well. Take care. See you soon. Han informing us that there is another Suparna 747 that was just pushed back. Now we are waiting for traffic to come this way. I see two airplanes that have cleared the southern threshold of 36 center. Now, according to flight radar, the Emirates A380 is also getting closer to the runway threshold of center. I think the 737 to Bergen is also going to go around the runway threshold, so I think we'll see the A380 depart before we'll see anything in the vicinity of the threshold over here. Now I'm just wondering, would we be able to see the A380 on center through the trees over here? You would think that this is in... or is this too far to the right? Probably is. Probably the runway threshold is somewhere behind this little dike or whatever it is. Hey Remco, goedemiddag, good afternoon. So while we are waiting for new traffic to arrive over here to depart from the Polderbaan, those of you who are watching along on flight radar will see that the daily Emirates A380 is now getting close to taking off from center. Now before it takes off, let me take a few sips of water. Now the A380 is on center. So it will become visible as soon as it has left the ground. Just wondering where we'll see it. Got it. Right then folks, that is the daily A380 back to Dubai. Unfortunately not from the Polderbaan but from center, which at least with this camera we're still able to track quite well. Here we have another head-on shot with one of KLM's many Embraers. This one is flight 1087 to Cork, Embraer 190. 13 years old, first flight January 2010. Alrighty then. Old livery KLM, you can see it by the straight line instead of the curve that is the border between the white bottom and the light blue top. Alrighty, time to turn around the camera and show you guys a TUI 737 MAX 8 going to Lanzarote, flight 1585. This airplane is 4 years old. First flight was in January 2019. Alright, Han is giving us good news. Another Suparna 747 coming this way. Let's see, there's an A330 coming this way, an A320 coming this way, Boeing 747 apparently coming this way. Now a couple of A330s to Istanbul and Riyadh, those are probably going to take off from center. Is that one of the bird control vehicles? Is it parked over here? Wouldn't that be a nice place to do some spotting from? Up there. I think the building is actually higher than you might think it is from over here. Looks like it's not a very high building, particularly if you compare it with the tower over here. And the tower has an outside lift. You're welcome, Citizen Towel, who says thanks for being out there, looking forward to more AMS streams. If microwaves are good enough to heat up my dinner, then they're also good enough to heat up my brain, hon. So we have an EasyJet Airbus coming this way, and we have another A330 coming this way. Now the 747 is also getting closer and closer by. Boil them. Nice wordplay there, hon. Boy and his boiled brain. So the EasyJet A320 we see coming this way is outbound to London Luton. The airplane you're now seeing is 11 years old, had its first flight in April 2012. And in the right hand corner we can see Suparna 747 as a blurry background image coming this way. So don't go anywhere, folks, we will see another Queen in not too long. Before that, first up, an EasyJet Airbus. And in the background, another A330 from KLM this time round. Alrighty, and Turkish A330 taking off from center, but we are going to see our own A330 over here, KLM Blue. KLM flight 671 Airbus A330-300 outbound to Montreal. 10 years old, first flight January 2013. And W. Dot, thank you for joining us. Enjoy your weekend and see you later. Now if you don't have to go anywhere, don't go anywhere. After the A330, this is next. Suparna Queen number 2. Alrighty then. Taxiing to the runway threshold. Suparna Airlines 747 number 2. Going to Hefei. I don't know how to pronounce this name. It is in China, so it's probably, even when I do think I say it somewhat correctly, still completely wrong. Suparna Airlines flight 87418. Boeing 747-400. She's 25 years old. First flight was in January 1998. Sun in the meantime is starting to get out more and more. You can see quite nicely it is opening up. The wind, however, is not lying down, but it does make for a nice shiny livery over on the Queen. Alright then, Han, if you're still around, thanks for joining us. See you again soon, undoubtedly. Next up, a shiny 737. KLM flight 1021 Boeing 737-700 outbound to London Heathrow. This airplane is 11 years old and had its first flight in May 2011. And if you just tuned in, Hendrik, you were just in time to see the Queen. There were a few others as well earlier in the stream. Once I get home, I will timestamp the highlights, put them in a pinned comment, so that if you guys missed some of the highlights, it is easy to watch it back later without having to go through the entire stream looking for it. Shallow rate of climb there. You see some airplanes take off what looks like almost vertically. CRJs particularly have that often. I got you. How long before it's going to dive under? You would think it has an itchy forehead. Trying to scratch it. Well, the airplane that took off just now was one of the many Embraers that KLM has. Not extremely out of the ordinary. More interestingly is that there is a triple that has just taken off from center. Now, it seems that at the moment there isn't any traffic coming this way. Let's see. Oh, there is an Embraer 190 coming this way. There's a Dreamliner outbound to Jeddah from Saudi lined up on center. I think that is more interesting to follow than waiting for an Embraer to come this way. So in the meantime, the Embraer coming this way. Embraer 190, KLM flight 947 outbound to Belfast. 9-year-old aircraft, first flight October 2013. Hey Wendy, goedemiddag. And Paul, also good afternoon, goedemiddag. Now, still waiting for that Saudi Dreamliner to depart from center. Has been standing on the runway threshold for a while now. And I don't see it moving on flight radar just yet. Hey there, James 1. Goedemiddag, good afternoon. Ah, it is on the move. Excellent. Saudi Dreamliner outbound to Jeddah. (787-10) Dreamliner. 2 years old. First flight September 2020. Hey Fishline, good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well. Over here it is opening up nicely. We started the stream with overcast, cloudy conditions. If I show you guys the big picture right now, this is to the north. This is facing west. This is facing east. This is facing south. Has opened up nicely. The wind hasn't subsided yet, so it is still a bit chilly. But with the sun out, it is at least a bit less chilly than it was earlier. It is set to get sunnier and warmer in the next couple of days. At the moment, temperatures is around 15 degrees Celsius or approximately 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This said that in the upcoming days the highs will gradually climb towards 20 degrees Celsius or 70-ish Fahrenheit. There's no precipitation in the weather forecast for the Netherlands for the upcoming week or so, so should stay nice and dry and sunny. Another Embraer 175 coming this way. Flight 1209 going out to Kristiansand. This airplane 6 years old, first flight February 2017. right. Also checking what is up in the sky above me. I do see a contrail, but that is moving away from me and it is really far out already. Just looking to see if maybe there is higher up traffic coming this way. Apparently there is some more humidity in the higher layers of the sky, or at least the cruising altitude of commercial aviation, because there are a few contrails visible, but they are all really far out. Now in terms of birds, the grebe over here is the only bird in the water at the moment. I don't see any ducks. Now, for those of you taking notice, yes, they cut the grass over here. Really nice. Here's yours truly in the shade, or at least the shadow of yours truly, I should say. And I think we have an EasyJet Airbus coming this way. Okay, Photo for You says that there is a 747 coming in from the west in approximately 4 minutes. I do see a contrail coming from the west, but it is a twin engine. Let's see. This is the most I can zoom in. Don't see any contrails that are closer by, unfortunately. So let's focus on the planes that are visible a bit better for my camera. So we have an EasyJet A319 outbound to London Gatwick coming over here. 16-year-old airplane, first flight October 2006. Now, it has been a very slow afternoon with a lot of lulls and not a whole lot of activity non-stop. I am going to wrap it up after this EasyJet has taken off. Let's see if it is going to come to the runway via the entrance we are in line with. Or if it is going to move to runway threshold, and it is going to the runway threshold. Hey Elske. Yeah, the timing is a bit unfortunate. If you just arrived and this is the first plane, and it is also going to be the last plane for today. We did have a couple of 747s in the stream. We did get to see the A380, although not from up close. So I will timestamp those airplanes taking off once I get home later. Alright, seems to be holding short or just slowing down for some reason. So, EasyJet A319 outbound to London Gatwick. The airplane is 16 years old. First flight October 2006. Alrighty then, that was the last plane of the day. Thanks to everyone who was so kind to join me once again for a nice stream on this, after a while, sunny Thursday afternoon. Thanks to each and every one of you who was so kind to donate super stickers or super chats or donate memberships. Thank you all for your kindness and for your support. The channel wouldn't be anything without you guys. I want to say thanks, and I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I am looking to go out again, maybe tomorrow, depending on the weather, depending on my agenda. If I won't see you during the next stream, hopefully I will see you again during one of the later streams. Take care for now, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you again all very soon. Bye for now.